Ryan addresses the parody song that mocked Shredder's death.
Is the dog named Shredder or Cheddar?
To me, it seems like both Hassan and Ethan are bad dog owners.
Yeah, 99% of the song was about Ethan, but I did say something about Hassan for a sec. It's like a weird fence sit.
I'm trying to point out the hypocrisy of how people in society get more offended about violence against animals than they do about violence against women.
What does that have to do with Ethan Klein?
And the fucking vet never once said anything about Lyme disease, and I could have changed his diet back then.
What I'm hearing here is that Shredder had like Lyme disease, and the cheese wasn't necessarily the problem. Ryan's not a stupid person, so he knows that.
I don't think Ethan intentionally killed his dog.
Whoa.
I think he fed him too much cheese, which could have potentially been dangerous.
You're not even standing on business here. You don't even think that it was 100% Ethan's fault. You're like, yeah, potentially, maybe could have been. Everything points to you kind of knew that that was like really insensitive to do. I don't understand why you wanted to take a shot disproportionately at Ethan. All right, guys, we already checked out the Ryan Beard little thing going on between Ryan and Ethan. It's on my channel, but I'm curious about the internet versus. Like, I'm curious about the depth of it. It's fun. It's fun slop. Let's see what we got here. Internet versus Ryan Beard and Ethan Klein. I can't believe he didn't censor the Ethan Klein. That's so tragic. I'm so triggered right now.
YouTuber Ryan Beard put out a video on singer-songwriter David, who had allegations levied against him that he killed his girlfriend. And in this video, Ryan writes a parody of David's music where he jokes about Ethan Klein killing his dog Shredder by feeding it too much cheese.
What's really fucked up too is that I cannot get it out of my head. Not even kidding. The song is still stuck in my head. It's a mean song too, but it's still stuck in my fucking head.
On September 16th,
He's gonna get worse.
I killed my dog in a dream. I fed him too much cheese.
Terrible. That's terrible. I feel bad for Ethan. You know, I seem to really like that dog, and he just fed it cheese. Who doesn't fed it cheese? Who doesn't feed dogs cheese, dude? What the fuck?
And then he passed away.
In chats, Ryan denied that this parody.
It's kind of a hit, dude. I hate that it sounds so good. It's stuck in my fucking head because it's just it's such a whoa. Okay, well that was something. It's just such a, you know, it's such a mean, so mean. Let's see if I can jump it. Oh nope.
Was about Ethan rather that it was just a subtle reference.
It definitely is about Ethan. He talked to Ethan about it in DMs. So.
And along with this, Ryan got various responses from some of Ethan's fans disappointed in his choice to bring this up, stating that they think it's needlessly cruel and that Ethan was just doing what his vet told him to do. However, Ryan had a back and forth with Ethan himself in DMs, which Ethan posted on his story, where in it, Ryan doubles down, saying it's fine to take jabs at Ethan Klein for being a bad pet owner. And then it's,
you know, if Ethan, if Ryan just made the joke, and he didn't say like, oh, you're a neglectful pet owner, I think that it would have been kind of funny. But I don't know why he felt the need to be so cruel. Also at like this specific time, it's a little strange, right? Like right now we got the Shocktober 7th. Everything's coming out about how Hassan, you know, shocked his dog. And there's shit going on about how Hassan shocked his dog. There's shit going on about like him like grabbing his one of his dog's tails, putting the dog in when Kaya was younger, putting her in with another dog that would like set boundaries with her, but it was like really shitty, and like he was laughing hoping like the dog got bit and like all these other things, and it's like now is the time to poke fun at Ethan's cheddar dog. You know, it seems it does seem like you're kind of, you know, listen, I don't know, but it does kind of seem like you're trying to get in maybe Hassan's good graces or something in some way, shape, or form. That's how it reads to some people. It's such what an interesting time to decide to throw that song in there. It's just an interesting time.
It's unfair to invoke Snark because that's guilt by association. Welcome to the internet versus Ryan Beard and Ethan Klein. It starts when No Month posts in the H3H Production subreddit comments on Ryan's new video defending Ethan. And there's one from Dinosaurus Rex saying, pretty disappointed in your comparisons. I think making fun of someone who is desperate to help their dog, a dog which then died and he cried about it, clearly showing he cares and loves it, is really not an empathetic thing to do. I've watched for years and was hoping for a better stance here.
Why are you feeding your dogs cheese? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Why wouldn't you feed your dogs cheese? I don't understand. Like, what is this whole thing? Who doesn't feed their dog their own food? Dogs love cheese. What? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't hate you or wish you badly. I just think this world could use more empathy. Also, what would the victim's family think about this song? I don't know. It's all a bit yucky. Good luck. And though losing a subscriber won't do anything, I'm sad to leave your channel. There's a comment from Parking Tigers who says, where's the video on Hassan? Ryan's silence means something. Cup of Soup says, what does Ethan's dog have to do with a child's murder? Text sketch.
That is true. It's kind of like a strange time to do it.
says, what the fuck was that ending? And there's another comment that's cut off the username, but they say, yeah, can't help but echo the comments a bit here. I like you, dude, but that song was the definition of bad taste. With genuine all due respect, what the fuck were you thinking? Everything was fine until it's a parody about a dead girl with H3 references. Like, I don't know, usually the parodies are funny, but this one just didn't feel right to me. I'm gonna have to take a break from your videos after this. Sorry, that put a real nasty taste in my mouth. Tearjerk says, justice for Celeste. That part about Ethan's dog is pretty mean and cruel though. As a pet owner, I empathize with him and feel
It's crazy. Well, I heard David was a pet owner too. It actually doesn't flow. It's like a pedo. Anyway. That's how. Hey, that's comedy, guys. That's how you do real comedy. What's wrong with me, dude? Anyway, what was I saying?
feel as though it wasn't necessary to include in this video about a teenager's death. Messiah says, everyone is complaining about the song, but I think this whole video is unethical. Covering a recent crime of this caliber is sick and frankly irresponsible.
Well, I feel like it's pretty normal to cover crimes in videos like that, so that's obviously being silly.
And you make 2 to 3 videos a year. This story just came out, and this is the video you're making? The fuck? Song
I don't think it's that deep. That one's like a silly criticism.
Sensei says, perhaps you can make a self-aware parody of Eminem's Stan next. Dear Ethan, I wrote you in the members chat, but you still ain't letting me call in. Pathetic, ghoulish attempt to gain back relevance by mocking the traumatic death of a pet. Guided on advice of his vet until the end. And last YouTube comment here is Redav, who says, if you ever had someone close to you, you know when they die or when something tragic happens, you second guess and question everything. Could I have gone
Yeah, all this was based off of like a short little clip of Ethan Klein, of Ethan, like, he's like, oh, I fed my dog cheese. I felt so bad. I didn't know that could be bad for small dogs, and my vet never said anything. And it turns out it wasn't even the reason why apparently the dog died. But it's like so funny that when Ethan gets in trouble, it's because like he feels bad about something, and he says like, yeah, I feel bad. I might have done something negative. When Hassan gets in trouble, it's because he does something negative. But like Ryan, I know it's that video because Ryan sent that video to me when we talked about it. Because I was like, hey, like, do you want to chat a little bit about this on a stream or whatever? And then he's like, no, but I could chat about it a little bit in DMs. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm not. Like, that's fine. And that's the video he sent me. I'm like, that doesn't really seem like a big deal, man. Like I said, I was like, you know, I think you could feed cheese to dogs in moderation. So
to the doctors / vets quicker. Would this have happened if I didn't feed them this? If I didn't leave the house at this exact moment in time, would this have happened? Etc. 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 Using Ethan's comments he made in a time when he was extremely vulnerable and heartbroken at the loss of a beloved family pet and making a dumb song mocking this in the same video about the murder of an innocent teenager is despicable. Shame on you, Ryan. Opie then follows up their post by saying, here's videos defending and
you guys think Ryan's lurking in the chat right now?
Saying what poor taste Ryan did with his parody. I found a comment saying,
I wonder if he's gonna show the he's gonna show the clip later. It's such a nothing clip.
That it's pretty tasteless to include a parody song and video about Ethan killing his dog to a 14-year-old girl who was murdered by a rapper, and I wholeheartedly agree. We love you, Ethan. I'm sorry.
It seems like that's the case. I don't know if it's a fact though.
People still bring this to you to hurt you. Tangled Weeb then posts a response comment that Ryan left on his page.
Just being like 100% accurate, you know?
With the caption, Ryan addresses the parody song that mocked Shredder's death. And it's Ryan saying, hey guys, I've gotten a few comments saying they find the parody song a bit tasteless.
Hey, is the dog named Shredder or Cheddar? It's probably insensitive.
I know that explaining comedy can ruin the joke.
When did the dog die? Are we allowed to make jokes about it right now? How many years do we have to wait?
But the purpose of the song is to show how if David released a song about killing dogs, everyone would understandably find it incredibly uncomfortable and weird. But when he released a song about killing women, people thought it was totally normal.
What? So confused. I'm not understanding the point. What does it have to do with Ethan Klein?
I'm trying to point out the hypocrisy of how people in society get more offended about violence against animals than they do about violence against women.
I don't think anybody got that message from it. There's no way that you actually thought that.
Of course, we should also care.
Because I also don't think Ryan's a stupid person, and that's like yes, that is true that people feel worse for dogs than animals. Excuse me, dogs than people. But I don't think that message never came across to anybody. It just sounded like you were trying to make a silly David-style joke about Ethan Klein.
Violence against dogs. We should care about violence against anyone, and any creator who mistreats their dogs should be held accountable for their actions no matter who they are. And I don't care about catering to various fan bases on the internet or massaging the egos of people who get mad when you call out mistreatment. If you do something I consider harmful, I'm going to call you out on it no matter who you are, and I would expect people to do the same with me. Opie then follows up saying, edit, Ryan is now calling Ethan a bad dog owner, and attaches a link to this image which Ryan says, yes, Shredder died of kidney disease. And Ethan said himself on his podcast that the high sodium content in cheese can lead to kidney disease if you feed too much of it to small dogs, and he would—
I mean, yeah, I can do that for anybody. But
wishes he would have done that research ahead of time. It's fine to feed dogs cheese in proper amounts, but feeding small dogs too much cheese can be dangerous for them, which Ethan himself admitted on the podcast.
it just seems like such a stupid thing to fucking criticize somebody for. Worst case scenario, Ethan killed his dog, which I don't even think is true. But worst case scenario, Ethan killed his dog with feeding it cheese without knowing that it would be bad for the dog. That's a whole conversation about diet culture in America in general. People eat like shit. Point proven on me. So it's really not even like, it's sad if true, but if it was true, but it wouldn't even be that bad. I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole, but you know what I mean? Like, okay. It seems like such a pearl clutch, especially with the timing of it all.
I didn't claim with 100% certainty that feeding the cheese is definitely what killed his dog. Maybe the kidney disease was unrelated to the cheese. I just made a subtle jab at Ethan because I do think he deserves to be made fun of for his negligent treatment of his dog.
Did you just say maybe?
Dog. It's your responsibility as a pet owner to properly research what is and isn't healthy to feed your dog.
You live in Australia, dude. You guys have like spiders as pets. Get out of here.
You all know that if Hassan did the exact same thing with his dog, Ethan wouldn't never stop talking about it.
Maybe he said the same thing to me. I guess. I don't know. I don't think so. I guess you'll never know because Hassan has a shock collar on him, but
all need to take the L and back down because it is obviously bad that Ethan didn't do the proper research in crafting his dog's diet, and you are all acting like massive hypocrites for acting like Hassan is the most evil dog owner of all time while ignoring Ethan's behavior. And to be clear, I also made fun of Hassan in the song by referencing how he potentially shocks his dog and
potentially shocks his dog. I didn't hear that part at all. I didn't pick up on that, so maybe it probably wasn't explicit enough.
Based on the evidence available, I think it seems like he does. To me, it seems like both Hassan and Ethan are bad dog owners, and if you're super offended that I made fun of both of them, you can cope and seethe.
I didn't really get the vibe that he criticized. I didn't get the vibe that he criticized Hassan. If he did, it must have been so, like, barely existent that nobody picked up on it.
Back over to the Reddit post, OP continues by
like it might be in there, but I'm pretty sure people. I don't think it's. It's like a weird fence sit. Yeah, 99% of the song was about Ethan, but I did say something about Hassan for a sec, so.
Saying, Ethan explains in the video, which people love to share around, that he and Ethan had taken Shredder to the vet on 3 separate occasions in the last year, attaching this clip, which we'll look at here in a moment. They continue explaining that his symptoms were essentially turned away. Ryan's Ethan should have done research claim is outright bullshit. Ethan had done exactly what a responsible dog owner should do, which was take his pet to the vet when he saw a change in behavior. And then
pet to the vet.
Here's the clip that OP attaches.
Cheese. He loves cheese, and I was always sprinkling cheese on his fucking food. And I just wish to fuck. And I'm so pissed at the stupid fucking vet, too. Because I took him to the fucking vet 3 times in the past year. I took him 3 fucking times in the past year because he was puking. He was not interested in his food. His breath was super stinky. We thought he had dental problems. And the fucking vet never motherfucking once said anything about Lyme disease. And I could have changed his diet back then, dude.
Just like the minute that we...
Oh, so wait, the dog had Lyme disease, and so it needed a special diet, but because Ethan didn't know about it because the vet didn't catch it, Ethan kept feeding it cheese like everyone else does. I didn't even see this part. Dude, what the fuck?
We heard about the kidney, obviously we start Googling everything, and then it's like, it's all clear. There's so much information. Like, if they ever just mentioned that, it's just frustrating. I mean, we went there specifically for his bad breath, and now we know that that's one of the symptoms, but they never even mentioned, like, let's look at his kidneys. Maybe we need to check that.
And if only I fucking knew that then.
I just wanted to see which like version of this clip Ryan sent me privately. He sent me this like exact one. Dude, what I'm hearing here is that Shredder had like Lyme disease or something, or kidney disease, and the vet didn't catch it, and the cheese wasn't necessarily the problem. It was the fact that the dog had a fucking disease. That's what this clip tells me. If he's sending me this clip, then you should be able to discern that as well. Ryan's not a stupid person, so he knows that. So like, what the fuck? What the hell are you doing, dude? What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. It seems like it's complete. The only reason that it would be the cheese, it's like they didn't. It's basically if they didn't know the dog had diabetes and they give it some sugar. Like that's what happened here. You know, like hey, this would be okay if you didn't have diabetes, but since you have diabetes, it's not good. Like that's what I'm hearing here. This is like super nothing. This is so dumb. Why burn the bridge over something like this? It just seems super fucking like dumb and immature. I don't get it.
Could have prevented this shit. Like, fuck.
I don't know, dude. I really don't understand what's in Ryan's fucking brain. But
Alfredo's never getting cheese again.
but like that's the fucking clip he sent me. Holy shit.
And I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Remarkable March replies to the thread by saying,
I don't know,
"Oh,
dude.
it's funny talking about the traumatic death of a dog and putting up a similar picture of said dog while parodying the harassment statements that Ethan killed him. Glad he cleared that one up. Douche." And Honeybee Mary says, "As fast as he earned my subscription, he lost it just as fast.
Damn. It's crazy, dude. I don't know. This is fucking crazy though.
Nothing about that song was funny." Ethan then also responds on his story to Ryan, and in this story he posts messages between himself and
crazy.
Ryan, and we'll start by reading the messages here on the bottom. It starts with Ethan saying, "A super funny new video. I love the part where you joked about me killing my dog." And then Ryan hearts it and replies saying, "I think it's totally reasonable to poke fun at you for being negligent and not properly researching what you should be feeding your dog, which you
Negligent is such a strong word to use here.
admitted to yourself in your stream when you said that you wish the vet would have told you that too much cheese is dangerous for the kidneys of small dogs. You and I
But that's like not even what it was, man. Like you sent me the fucking clip and it says a lot more than that.
both know that if Hassan did the exact same thing, you would never shut up about it." And Ethan captions this, "Ryan Beard thinks it's funny and reasonable to make me relitigate the most heartbreaking and painful loss of my first dog, Shredder. He thinks it belongs in the same video about someone murdering a child and stuffing them in the trunk." Then there is more messages. We'll read those first. It starts with Ethan Klein saying to Ryan Beard, "Okay, I hope Snark enjoys your videos, bro. Good luck." And Ryan replies, "Fuck Snark. I think they're pieces of shit. You can't just use Snark guilt by association to dodge all accountability."
I don't know, man. I really just wonder what was going through Ryan Beard's head. Like I wonder if he just like hates Ethan or something, so he wanted to burn the bridge. It doesn't really make sense to me though. It doesn't really add up.
It's like Destiny couldn't just blame Snark to dodge you bringing up him having CP on his computer. And Ethan
Wild. It's a wild thing to bring up, but okay.
replies, "You are basically accusing me of killing my child as holding me accountable? That's insane. That's it. Bye." And Ryan says, "I think you were a negligent pet owner." Ethan captions this at the top by saying, "The only reason I felt comfortable DMing him is because he was frequently in our podcast live chats,
do here?
being pleasant and complimentary, and obviously trying to self-promote, which I didn't mind. I complimented his Destiny video
Hey,
and
where's my fucking? You know what? The last time they talked about me on their fucking podcast, they got me confused with Meat Canyon, and that's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. The hate crime, I think.
encouraged people to watch it. Other than these very recent pleasantries, I have never spoken to this man in my life." Then there's more messages here at the bottom, starting with the message we read from Ryan, and then Ethan responding, "I saw what you told Bad Empanada
I think Ethan Klein is upset with me a little bit, which might not even be true. Like we message each other back and forth every once in a while, but he takes a few days to respond sometimes. But he messaged me about my soup party because I was telling him about it. He's like, "Oh, soup sounds cool." And then I made I covered the Ryan Beard thing, but I labeled the clip "Ryan Beard mocks the death of Ethan Klein's cheddar pup," which is kind of insensitive. So I wonder if he like saw that and he was like a little irritated by it. I'm sorry. I know it's like it's a little sad. I just thought it was funny. Cheddar pup. It just it flows. It's a little silly. You know, God bless, rest in peace. But yeah, Ryan maybe just didn't get a Teddy Fresh hat, so he's upset about it.
2. Very nice friends you have. Snark and Bad Empanada are loving your content, brother." And Ryan replies,
Brother.
"More guilt by association. I obviously hate Bad
More guilt by association, you're cringe.
Empanada. No one has directed more harassment at me than him.
Ooh.
He still attacks me regularly.
That's
That doesn't
crazy.
mean I won't have a conversation with him. I'm also not a
Okay.
fan of your
I
friend
probably wouldn't if he had harassed me all the time. It seems kind of silly.
Dan Saltman, but I was also willing to have
Whoa.
similar conversations with him. Anyway, at this point, I think you,
Daniel
Hassan,
Saltman.
and Destiny are all
Yeah,
equal.
he's like a Destiny guy, right? Not seems a little silly. I don't know. Seems like a slight red flag, but hey, you know, I guess we all had our moments.
Statistical douches that I don't want anything to do with. And Ethan Klein captions this at the top there by saying, "This was after Bad Empanada leaked his private conversations with Ryan Beard, in which Ryan said miserable things about me, despite claiming to be a fan of the show in our live chats. Although Ryan said many insanely incorrect and offensive
Dude,
things
let's
about
go.
me to Bad Empanada, I let it go because it was part of a private conversation with his very dear friend. I have never spoken ill of Ryan, despite
His very dear friend. That's funny because Bad Empanada is actually a deer.
all of this." And just for a little bit of context for the Bad Empanada and Ryan Beard messages, here's just a couple of them that Gaslighting Document posts in the Attribution Productions subreddit with
This guy has only gotten benefits from being Jewish. What the fuck? That seems like really anti-Semitic. That's what Bad Empanada said. Ryan Beard responds, "Yeah, I think that's generally true outside of being upset about the hate speech thrown his way, but that's not material oppression." What the fuck? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell kind of conversation is this? This guy says some anti-Semitic shit and you're like, yeah, I agree. What the fuck, Ryan?
With the title, some of my fave parts of the Ryan Beard / Bad Emma Panda convo. And there's one here of Empanada saying, this guy has only ever gotten benefits from being Jewish. And Ryan says, yeah, I think that's generally true outside of like being upset by hate speech thrown his way, but that's not like material oppression. This was in May 31st, 2025, by the way. Another one from Ryan saying, I guess my question is, do you genuinely think that Ethan wants to ethnically cleanse Palestine? To me, it feels like intuitively he doesn't want this, but then he allows the propaganda he's been taught and Hila's influence and his own fear to cause him to get off track. Then there's another message saying, I think Ethan definitely is a Zionist, even though he thinks he isn't one. I was on the fence until I saw him saying that if Jews become a minority, they will be genocided.
That's probably true, though. A lot of people around the world don't like Jewish people, unfortunately. There's probably a level of truth to that. That doesn't justify anything going on in Gaza at all, but there's probably a level of truth to that. Are we going to ignore history or what? That is a good question. When did we make fun of Ryan for mocking a 14-year-old who got groomed and murdered and not focus on H3 Snark? That's kind of a good question.
And another message saying that's like the core of Zionism. And Ryan says, yeah, you're right. He's weaponizing the trauma of the Jewish community. And
I don't think that's the core of Zionism. I would say that, like, generally speaking, Zionism is like a fundamentally a kind of like extremist view that there needs to be a Jewish state, and it comes from Jews being genocided and them feeling like they needed a Jewish state because 6 million of them were killed. So, you know, when you have a level of oppression hit against a particular group of people, they're going to go more extreme. Same thing with Palestinians and them, you know, having Hamas. It's an extreme position that comes from oppression. So I think it's a little more complicated than that. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying that, like, if we're not intelligent about the conversation, it just becomes anti-Semitic.
And can you please try to see me in good faith here? I'm not trying to sweep Ethan's actions under the rug. I always try to predict what counter arguments people could make against me so that I can strengthen my arguments and have airtight criticisms. And OP Falk
saying that he's debating with Bad Empanada to get more criticism of Ethan? What?
Up saying Bad Emma Panda did release these, but I haven't seen anyone dispute that they're real. Ryan, what benefits do you think Ethan has gotten from being Jewish? Over on r/leftoversH3, DSBat screenshots these posts by Ethan and captions them by saying,
I liked when Ryan's like, yeah, he didn't really get any oppression, just people being anti-Semitic. That's not material. I understand what the argument is. Like, just because somebody calls you a slur, I guess, doesn't mean that you're truly oppressed because there's nothing material about it. But that just seems like you're downplaying anti-Semitism. What the fuck?
Thing. Ethan Klein's a triple crash out over Ryan Beard's Dog Cheese song. But her
Triple crash out.
Replies, only I can accuse other people of animal cruelty and negligence. If you do it to me, I will litigate. And Slackjaw Festus Hagen replies, right, like don't start shit, won't be no shit. It's that simple.
Whoa, it's that simple, guys.
Festy says,
shocking a dog equals feeding a dog cheese. Those are the two sides of the same coin, you know?
Accuses one of the
pretty greasy coin because, you know, cheese is pretty greasy.
Paul brothers of animal abuse.
Or is it? Maybe it's not. It's very fatty, though.
Shredder happens.
You know what's something really fat? I had American cheese the other day. My mother-in-law picked it up and she opened it and there was a hair in it. I don't know if the hair was, well, okay, so she opened it. I don't know if there was a hair in it when she opened it. I opened it later and there was a hair in it. So I didn't know if it was like her hair or somebody at the stores, and I still ate some of the cheese. I just took the hair off because it's American cheese, dude. White America is fucking, I mean, seriously, yellow American is like the best cheese.
Prong collar happens. Tried to cancel Hassan. Lost a shitload of subscribers and continuing. Accused Hassan of being a pedophile. Pedo troll happens.
Whoa.
Honey and Cinnamon says,
Pedo troll happened. Wasn't it like 15 years ago? That shit was crazy. That was pretty fucked up.
I don't even care that Ryan hates us, Lamau. I don't particularly care for Ryan either. But he's spot on. If Hassan fed Kaya cheese until she died, blamed the vet for not telling him that cheese has so much sodium and can lead to kidney failure, he would accuse Hassan of severe animal abuse.
Maybe. I don't know. We don't really know, do we?
And Roman P replies, whatever you think about Ryan, they do not deserve the harassment from the H3 fans that is inevitably going to come from Ethan's stories. And Gooey Goon replies, 100%. Even if you hate
100%, guys.
Hassan or share politics with the pedo troll or whatever, I think it is a bad idea to associate with someone who at this point probably is the most morally consistent in his habit of always stabbing his friends and people who associate with him in the back for slop content over anything else. I can't name a single celebrity that has more beefs than the pedo troll, and most of them are former friends and associates. Cam Sasaki also posted one of these stories on the H3H Production subreddit with the caption, Ryan Beard is even more insane in Ethan's DMs. And Upstairs Location replies, who doesn't give their dogs cheese? I'm tired of people acting like he was giving him chocolate or something. What the fuck? Also, it's only thanks to Ethan that I know grapes are not okay for dogs. What the fuck? And
yep, I didn't know that either until I looked it up. My mom told me. She's like, these are bad for dogs. Don't feed them. And then I was like, oh, but I hate your dog. And I just started feeding them grapes, but the dog was invincible, I think. And I'm just kidding.
He replies, I had to rush my dog to the vet when she swallowed a whole grape when she was a puppy. They made her vomit and retrieved the full grape, luckily. Some dogs will just get a little sick.
Is it just get choke on it, or is there something about the grape?
Some dogs will die. And Minimal replies, Jesus F. Christ. We have these popular sweet bread bun products with raisins in the country where I live, and my sons love to eat them by picking the raisins out. And oftentimes I found them all over the floor. And my dog is a scavenger who eats anything. I had no idea. Womp.
You don't feed your dog enough. I'm just kidding. Dogs are weird. Well, they're not weird. They just eat shit off the floor.
Womp Womp yeah replies, how disgusting. Cannot fucking believe these people are comparing murder and blatant animal abuse with feeding your dog cheese. If lovingly feeding...
So we call terminally online behavior, dude. There's plenty of things to criticize Ethan Klein for, okay? There's plenty of things. Like, for instance, he just will not buy fucking cough drops. It's insane.
Your dog cheese is a crime. I am also guilty, and so are most dog lovers. Sending Ethan and Ela so much love. Weaponizing the death of Shreddy is so cruel and unfair. And OP replies, I also want to point out the main reason Ethan fed a Shredder cheese. Because of how picky of an eater he was.
Fed a Shredder. Well, I guess it was wasn't part of it because he wouldn't eat anything else except cheese. Or they just like to put a little bit on the food, whatever it did.
He had to put cheese in the food bowl sometimes so he would eat. Ethan talked in length about how he would have to sometimes hand cook all of his meals just to get him to eat. And Double Squealux replies, yep. My dog had kidney disease and she lost her appetite often. I genuinely regret not giving more tasty toppings to keep her weight up. She loved to
Do you guys think that cigarettes are bad for dogs? Just kind of wondering. What do you guys think about cigarettes? I don't know. And a nice cup of coffee.
Stuff, so I would pour a little kefir on top of her food to get her to eat. Because at a certain point, it's better they eat anything than nothing at all. Another Ethan Klein Instagram story makes its way to Leftovers H3 when Peace and Love 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 posted with the caption, dogs can eat cheese.
Why do you say 6 7 like that?
In moderation, not with every meal. And it's Ethan's.
I mean, listen, moderation, every meal, what's the difference? You know? As long as you don't have too much.
Saying, so I'll say this once for Ryan Beard and anyone else interested in using this tragic loss as a weapon against me. One, in a state of grief and vulnerability, I expressed the guilt for feeding my dog cheese and lamented if this had anything to do with a kidney disease that ultimately took him. Two, in my grief, I felt an
Where'd it take him to?
outsized sense of guilt, despite cheese being totally fine for dogs to eat. Importantly, our other dog, Alfredo, who was the same age, size,
Sorry, there's a little bit of humor in the fact that you named the dog Alfredo, the one that. Sorry, it's not funny, but it's a little funny to me. The dog name's Alfredo. I guess it would have been a little funnier if that was the one that unfortunately passed away. That's not funny, but I'm sorry. I'm being a little insensitive today. It just gave me a chuckle. I'm sorry, guys. It's fucked up.
And diet a Shredder is perfectly healthy with no kidney issues. I even did extensive lab work on him after Shredder's diagnosis.
Was he a lab? That'd make it even funnier.
To ensure there weren't any habits that contributed to kidney damage. His kidneys were operating perfectly normal then and now. 3, we and the doctors don't know why he developed kidney disease at age 5. The most likely explanation is that it was a tragic genetic inevitability, which
is just kind of fucking cringe, you know?
Is why I encourage
just kidding, sorry.
everyone to squeeze and love their pets and family because you just never know. 4. These types of insane and cruel accusations have only come from Snark communities with the transparent goal of hurting me. Ryan is the only person to actually try to legitimize this cruelty by including it in a video essay about the murder of a child and canonize it as a reasonable criticism against me. All right.
It's true. It's kind of insensitive, dude. What the frick? What the flip, dude?
To my beloved Shredder, who I loved like my own child. And he attaches this picture of them together. There's also this post.
Oh, Shredder. Oh, shit. Shredder ate shredded cheese. That's crazy. Can you shred Alfredo sauce? I feel like you can.
That Chief Notel put on the H3H production subreddit with the title, Mr. Beard blatantly lies in Papa's chat. And it's Ryan saying in Papa Gut.
What? Is that Papa Gut? Is it a Papa Gut is this a reference to the streamer Papa Gut?
It's chat. The song is not about Ethan, by the way. It's a parody of David talking about murder in his songs. I was only slightly referencing him. I also make fun of Hassan. And
I don't know, dude. That's a tough one. But it is in Papa Gut's chat, so I'll allow it. I'll allow that one. Okay.
Tangled Wee replies, only slightly referencing him. Show a picture of a Yorkie. Shows the top hat meme from the first Shredder tattoo. Admits it's about Ethan in the replies of the pinned comments. Yeah, fuck off, Ryan. And Ad Puzzleheaded says,
damn, he should have just doubled down and said that, like, he for sure, like, yes, I was talking about Ethan. Fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, own it. Balls to the wall, baby. Don't try to hide from it. You said it. You know?
Also admits it's about Shredder to Ethan in DMs. Ryan then responded to this on his Instagram story by saying, in my recent song, I briefly poked fun at Ethan for feeding his dog too much cheese. Here is him agreeing with me that he fed him too much cheese. I never said that Ethan intentionally killed his dog or that the cheese was 100% the cause of death, but he did feed him too much cheese, which Ethan agrees is dangerous.
You guys think he might have fed him too much cheese or what?
So I made fun of him. End of story.
Whoa.
Ethan Klein then responds to Ryan Beard by posting a parody that Puzzlehead made on his Instagram story, where it says, "In my recent song, I briefly poked fun at Eric Clapton for letting his son fall out the window and showing pictures of kids that looked exactly like his kid on the screen. Here is him agreeing with me that he should have been there. I never said that he intentionally pushed his son out the window or that a lack of supervision was 100% the cause of his death, but they did leave the window open, which Eric agrees was dangerous.
I don't understand what the fuck. I don't really get the reference, so.
So I made fun of him. End of story. Shout out Puzzlehead." He'd post these on his page with the caption, "Ethan Klein responds to Ryan Beard's IG
Bro,
story."
this atmosphere is so weird. So, you know what I mean? I'm part of it a little bit too, obviously, but it's like so strange, you know? It's like Reddit, Twitter atmosphere.
Explanation of why he made fun of Shredder, and Relorot replies, "Ryan Beard was writing essays justifying the song, calling it a subtle jab. Then Ryan was in Papa Gut's chat
Papa Gut, dude. Okay.
saying the song wasn't even about Ethan. The entire song is about Ethan's dog Shredder. Uses its death date. Ethan responded to it. Ryan deleted his own comments
What if the dog's name was Shredder with a soft A, you know?
justifying it, attaching the stuff we've already looked at, the message from Papa Gut, etc." And Relorot continues,
Whoa, that's 3 times my name's been said.
"The references to Hassan are
Guys, I'm fucking famous as hell.
2 mentions of shock within 20-second time span. The rest of the 4-minute song uses Shredder's likeness, death date,
I only kill them in my dreams. I only kill them in my dreams. I never shock. Oh, okay. That was what he said. I never shock. Okay.
and multiple use of overfeeding of cheese as the cause of death throughout the entire song." And here's the lyrics from the part of the song about shocking. It says,
So he says, I never shock twice. And that's that's the same thing as bringing up the cheese, the same dog, and a bunch of other shit. Okay. It's incredible.
"I only kill them in my dreams. I only kill them in my dreams. I never shock them in my streams. I feed them the right amounts of cheese. I only kill them in my dreams. I only kill them in my dreams. I never shock them in my streams."
In my dream. It's a cat. I hate that it's so catchy, guys, but that's the life that God has made us. I'm in a different video about the shock collar. Oh, is it
The collar gate.
Is it my epic tweet? He's probably not going to say my. He's probably not going to say, like, I'm not going to have my own instance. Oh, I got one right here. There we go. Look at this.
People are coming out and there is a streamer too, huh? Papa Gut quotes the clip by saying, "The fact that these people are coming out in defense of Hassan is almost a guarantee that he is
True.
pressuring everyone he knows to come
I think
forward
this is
because
true.
he's terrified." And Noah Sampson quote tweets Papa Gut by saying, "Mindless Hassan hatred appears to be giving people schizophrenia because what is this?
This is so silly.
There's no reasoning with someone that views any form of defense as proof of guilt. That's a crazy person."
That's so true, King. I want to be clear. This is what we're referencing here.
Kaya, please just fucking
Reaching.
go. Just stop.
Oh my god, they stubbed their toe on literally nothing.
Just stop.
Oh my
his
god.
dog.
I guess I'm schizophrenic.
And Max replies,
I do be schizophrenic, guys. Yeah, I'm a king.
"Imagine not having real life friends that would stand up for you in the event of a politically motivated smear campaign."
Yeah. That's me, dude. I'm so schizophrenic.
Again, Puzzle-Headed Age puts the Instagram story that we looked at earlier from Ethan parodying Ryan, captioning it, "New Ryan Beard Insta story. Ryan, this is what you sound like." An acceptable woman replies, "All the lies aside, even if the cheese bullshit was 100% true, making fun of someone for a mistake they made that led to a loved one dying is one of the cruelest things I can imagine doing. It's up there with deportation ASMR and Westboro Baptist Church coming to funerals with their burning in hell signs.
Deportation ASMR. What the fuck is that, dude?
Why would anyone deserve to be made fun of for something like this? What is with all these psychopaths in this sphere?" And OP replies, "I truly don't know. That's why we're all
That's the fun of the sphere, guys.
so confused and lack."
That's the fun of the sphere.
And she says, "I honestly think some dummies forget that the people they've watched for so long are real people with real feelings.
Yeah, they do be having real feelings.
They think that one more poking fun of them doesn't matter because Ethan is used to it." Over on Leftovers
That's so
Age
true, guys. Ethan is my king.
3, DS
sorry,
Bad
I'm just
posts
being
Ryan
fucking
Beard's
dumb
original story and Ethan's parody and captions it by saying, "Update to my previous post. Ethan Klein was sharing a fake Ryan Beard story post with the real context swapped for his strange analogy. We will give this butthurt alert a level 7 on the Mald meter."
What?
And Cut You replies, "Does he think people don't make fun of Eric Clapton for doing so much cocaine he let his son fall out of a window?" And Gooey Goon says, "Pedo troll, the Eric Clapton of dog care negligence. Does he truly believe Clapton shares no accountability for what happened? Not to mention, comparing him cheesing a dog to death for years does not compare to a 4-year-old boy falling out of a 53rd floor apartment building window."
Cheesing a dog is fucking crazy. Sorry.
Even if Shredder was beloved, these are just plainly not comparable things. And unequivocally maybe replies, "Eric Clapton Clapton wasn't even present when Connor fell. Connor was in the apartment with his mom, who had custody of him, his nanny, and a maintenance worker. He was a shitty, absent father, but there was no culpability for the horrible accident there. I think the guilt he felt was mostly that he wasted the precious 4 years Connor was alive, and that he was too scared when he got the call to rush to the scene, and his son had died without him. Eric Clapton is a piece of shit for many reasons, but as far as I know, he had 0 parts in the events of that day.
Yeah, I still don't really know what the fuck we're talking about.
A couple people also tweeted about the situation, and Ryan responded to them, like the girl with a microphone who tweets out,
"Whoa! Shout out to a girl with the girl with a microphone. That's another H3 person I met through Alex the Fiction. That's a real guy, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Beard, I'm sure your bedazzled personalized shock collar is in the mail." And Ryan replies, "You do realize I also made fun of Hassan in that exact same song."
Guys, I did make a subtle jab at Hassan in the video where I shit all over Ethan Klein. It's pretty best.
And girl with a microphone says, "Ethan didn't kill."
It's just so weird because like Ryan definitely snarked the fuck out of Ethan Klein. And if he had just said, like, yeah, I did, that would have been fine. But he's like, oh, it wasn't actually about Ethan. Well, actually, it was about Ethan, but then I said the word shock in it a couple times. So it's basically the same criticism as Hassan, even though, you know, the whole song was centralized around eating cheese until a dog dies and showing the same type of dog Ethan has. It's just like, why not just own it? Just be like, yeah, I snarked Ethan. I thought it was funny. That's it. Like, why not just say that? But instead, he didn't even just think it was funny. He thought it was true. He thought Ethan was negligent. It's just like, dude, come on.
Absolute ghoul. In an Alfredo parody account, Ethan's other dog replies, "Bro, you were just being a cruel asshole implying it was his fault my brother died." Howling Burrito tweets out, "Ryan Beard announces a Hassan bad video. Hassan starts throwing a fit, which inevitably causes Ryan to give into peer pressure. Backs down. Has 0 problem with calling Ethan Klein a dog murderer. Gotta love where Ryan picks and chooses to have a spine, Lamau. This is why you can't ever trust a leftist. Ryan Beard was only good for a Destiny bad at a time where Destiny has 0 favor from the public. Now he went for easy pickings going after H3. But you can't make the every time Hassan lies video because of
it's not even like an easy pickings thing, though. It's not even like going on at Ethan for something he did wrong. It's not even like a valid one. It's not like he chose a moment where Ethan was actually being a dickhead. It's about this fucking dog. It sounds more like he was looking for an excuse to criticize him.
Backlash. And Ryan replies, "First of all, the video that I canceled was criticizing both Ethan and Hassan. Second of all, the song that I just released also made fun of Hassan for probably
not really
shocking his dog. I've criticized Hassan many times, including in the song that you are currently referencing." And Howling Burrito replies, "First and foremost, you canceled the video once Hassan/H3 Snark spanked your ass over the announcement of a critique video on him. Second of all, no one is going to take a song seriously. You know this full and well considering you made a 90-minute Destiny video. Stop being a pussy." And he attaches this screenshot of a Ryan Beard tweet where Ryan says, "Hey everyone, so I've decided to pussy out of making a video about Ethan and Hassan, lol. When I announced that I was working on a video trying to get a level-headed perspective on the situation, critiquing everyone involved, I didn't expect that I would be threatened by Hassan and attacked by the H3 Snark subreddit for weeks and get a bunch of threats in my DMs. I've kind of realized that everyone in the internet is super entrenched in their opinions on this stupid drama war, and no one is really interested in hearing me try to give nuanced takes on it. And I kind of just want to swear off talking about leftist/liberal infighting in general. Anyway,
Okay.
Free Palestine. If you all want to think that I'm a liberal
I mean, you could have just made the video despite the harassment. I don't know. Oh, fuck. Holy shit.
Zionist because I think Bad Empanada is a disgusting psychopath for his history of doxing and brigading and threatening to kill people and harassing people and saying the left should care less about anti-Semitism, you can feel free to see me that way. And if you want to call me a pussy for backing out, you would probably be right. I just think the online left is an absolute shit show right now,
Whoa.
and I just want to move on and do my own thing. And Howling
Hey,
continues.
Free Palestine, Americas.
He's saying, "I'd have more respect for you if you just admit that you went after Ethan Klein because it's easier to get away with than going after Hassan." And Ryan says, "That makes absolutely no sense when I equally made fun of Hassan in the exact same song
It wasn't equal. You know it's not equal. Stop it.
I made fun of Ethan in, which you are currently referencing." And Howling says, "It absolutely does, considering you went with the H3 Snark narrative that Ethan killed his dog and comparing to David, a jackass. Equal footing would have been making fun of Hassan's dead dog Fish, not the current living one. Stop the cap, buddy."
Well, I mean, equal, I guess, would be to criticize Hassan for shocking the fuck out of his dog, probably. But, you know, make that more of the core issue.
And Ryan replies, "I don't think Ethan intentionally killed his dog.
Whoa.
I think he fed him too much cheese, which could have potentially been dangerous for him, which Ethan agrees with." Another
I mean, that's the problem, though. Even right there, like what you're saying there, do you not understand what you just said? I don't think Ethan intentionally killed his dog. I think he fed him too much cheese, which could have potentially been dangerous. And it's like, dude, you made this song, like kind of going after Ethan Klein, barely tapping Hassan, despite the fact that you swear that it was like a both sides thing. You said the word shock twice. It's not the same. And then you're like, you're not even standing on business here. You don't even think that it was 100% Ethan's fault. You're like, yeah, potentially, maybe could have been. It's like Like everything points to you kind of knew that was like really insensitive to do, especially considering it was in a video about a kid getting killed. And I don't know, you just wanted to take a shot. It was I don't get it. I don't really understand it. I don't understand why you wanted to take a shot disproportionately at Ethan. I really don't understand it. Makes no sense.
Now, there's a whole bunch more of that interaction between Ryan Beard and Bad Empanada. If you want to see a video going over that in particular, let me know in the comments. But for now, a shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Salsal, Goldus Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.
All right.